Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. That's Diamond Dave Damone. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today we are checking out the new trailer for Daryl Dixon. I'm excited to see where this goes. I just want to get to it.
Let's go!
If I don't make it back, I want him to know I tried.
Ooh, going big on the scenery here. Okay. There he's in a little dinghy. Okay, there must have been a bigger ship that he was on, and
are you sure?
Like, he didn't float from New York to France and that thing.
Well, it's a Gimple.
My name's Daryl Dixon. I come from a place called the Commonwealth.
Old.
It's in America.
How did you come to be in France?
Bunch of bad decisions.
Okay, so there's the cargo ship.
How'd you end up here?
A bunch of good decisions. We've been waiting for you. I'm Laurent. You're the messenger to deliver Laurent.
Messenger?
Deliver him?
Américain.
See, he's got a musket there? They all got flintlocks and muskets.
I know you can get in there safely. He's ready.
Ready for what?
Carol's knife.
To lead the revival of humanity.
Kid's got to lead the revival? What is this, The Last of Us? Oh, is that? No, I don't think it was. I thought that was a smart walker with one in front.
Things happen. Things are changing, you know.
Maybe we're the
that
same
subway
way.
scene.
Broken until the world ended.
Oh, we got a club?
If I don't make it back, I want him to know I tried.
What is that? Sound like... I got questions.
Hell, I'm still trying.
Trying to find Rick Grimes?
All right, folks, we're going to run that back one more time here and kind of do like a trailer breakdown.
Right, because I got a lot of questions. I want to ask
scenes.
you and ask you.
Yeah, there's some scenes. All right, here we go.
If I don't make it back, I want him to know I tried.
All right, so again, this one always puzzles me.
Yeah.
But you thought you saw something.
Yeah, they showed him jumping off like an exploding cargo ship or something. So that must have been a rescue boat.
My name's Daryl.
See how old that walker is?
I come from a place called the Commonwealth. It's in America.
Okay, so who? Obviously, these are the big bats because they were showing them in the trailer.
Yeah, we've seen them a few times. Now, they look pretty clean. They look pretty kitted out. That looks like some new gear. This ain't a ragtag crew. I mean, look how nice the jacket and the gloves are. Dude's got a fresh haircut. Okay.
Fresh cut. But who's Daryl talking to? Is it them or is it someone back at the Commonwealth?
Well, I mean, the radio's not going to reach that far. It's got to be somebody in France he's talking to.
How did you come to be in France?
Bunch of bad decisions.
Yep, see, okay. There's our big cargo ship, and that's the emergency things that hold the life raft.
Yep, that. So he must have just dropped it.
Yep, he dropped it. Now he's jumping in the water, then he'll go for it.
Okay,
that
so
looks like a walker.
No, I don't know if that looks like a walker, but definitely a ship because look at this door right here.
Yeah, this is a big. There's the shipping containers there.
So how? I mean, obviously we need to see the show to see how this happened here, but
where did they get the fuel for this ship?
Yeah,
a ton of diesel for this.
So many questions. I don't know how it's all going to make sense, but.
Well, they built an airplane on fear, so we can roll with it.
Yeah, we could roll with this. But folks, drop your
comments, thoughts, theories, predictions.
Here we go. Folks, drop your comments and theories on this particular scene right here with Daryl on that cargo. What seems to be a cargo ship. About 90% sure that's a cargo ship.
Sure
so.
it is, yeah. It looks like a little room there. It's because that one's got windows cut into it, and that looks like where it started, the explosion.
So I want real quick. So, is there any testing on this ship of any kind on human or walkers?
I mean, now that we've seen Dead City, we know that they're using. Somebody can make methane. I mean, who knows where it goes?
All right.
How'd you end up here?
bunch of good
Yeah,
decisions.
it's
We've been waiting for you.
where all the nuns are hanging out.
You're the messenger to deliver Laurent.
Okay,
Okay.
you go.
So this is where folks, let me know if you feel the same way. If not, give me your perspective so I can at least see something different, and then maybe it'll drift my mind into a different scenario here. But this is what kind of worries me. Like, I'm invested in seeing Daryl going and looking for Rick. Now we're getting 6 episodes of Daryl, and it seems like we're going to get like a tiny little bit in episode 1 of Daryl looking for Rick. And then as we saw, he comes on shore, and then
Side quest mission.
Side quest mission for what? All 6 episodes until the last 15 minutes, and then it's all about Rick? Or are they going to be sprinkling little Rick tidbits throughout the episode?
I don't know, man. It's like they're afraid to even say Rick's name on these spinoffs, so I don't understand it. I'm a little let down if all we're gonna have is a Dollar General version of The Last of Us with Norman Reedus taking Laurent someplace to rebuild humanity. Guys, I want to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah. I could see where you're coming from on The Last of Us kind of.
I mean, because that was such an impactful show, so maybe anytime. I mean, we've seen Norman Reedus with kids before, kind of being a protector and that sort of thing, but you get where I'm coming from.
Américain?
Trouvez-le, tuez-le.
So he's going to be the Terminator.
I know you can get him there safely.
So they have vehicles, they have a fuel source.
Wait for what?
Carol's knife.
To lead the revival of humanity.
Lead the revival of humanity.
Nope.
I want to know if they show that big citadel. God, that walker looked weird, man.
So this walker to me is very interesting.
Yeah, I don't see any legs.
Is that like a scarecrow walker?
See, I think it's a scarecrow, and what's interesting is it looks like it's got almost a bicycle or motorcycle chain around its neck. I don't think that's a necklace. That looks like it's made to hold it there. And the hair is still nice for a walker, so that tells me it was put there for a long time when it was fresh, and it just hasn't moved, hasn't had a chance to get really all gnarled up.
Yeah, that one's going to be interesting to see how. I'm sure it's just like one of those little sob stories that we're going to get as they're walking by it.
Things happen. Things are changing.
Fangs. Ooh, okay.
All right.
See that hand in the back there? That looks like a walker. We got a subway full of people.
Right here, this dude looks like a walker.
This has to be a flashback, though, right? How would they have power to run a subway?
Yeah, this 100% has to be some sort of flashback.
Look at the people. They all look pretty clean, look like they're going to work. They're not all dirty looking, fresh clothes, no holes.
So this will be interesting when it comes up.
Yeah, maybe this is like how it started in France.
Or maybe that could be like the cold open, right?
Yeah,
or it could be obviously one of those one of the ladies that were talking to Daryl.
Right.
And then kind of giving us that
maybe
playback.
she was on this and got away or something.
Her.
Now, they've shown
that's what I'm thinking, because look at that in the tunnel.
Yep.
So it has to be like, hey, this is where I was when shit hit the fan.
Yep, because we saw her traveling with Daryl in a couple of the scenes.
And she looks pretty clean here. And like I said, that
She's wearing
map
jewelry.
in the back.
Who's going to wear jewelry in the apocalypse?
And then that map in the back there.
Right.
Well, see, that intrigues me to see how, because we're big fans of when it happened.
Right.
So
that'll be good to see.
Maybe we're the same that way. Broken until the world ended.
See, now this is interesting. We got like a nightclub going on, so there must be some functioning. See, now what is that? That looks like it's almost in like a dried up ocean. That big citadel or church.
Right
I mean,
here?
look at that. It's got those huge walls. That's all flat. That used to be water. That's like an ocean bed or a lake bed or something. Folks, if any of you are better with your European geography than me and know exactly what that is, I would love to hear it.
no, I think you bring up a good point, especially with the water not being there.
Yeah,
but
I mean, that's what that is.
yeah, definitely. Someone let us know on that, because that looks pretty impressive.
I want him to know I tried.
it's just a handful of action.
Hell, I'm still trying.
Okay, is he doing the Rick and the Morgan thing on the walkie-talkie? That's all I can think of for that, because that's kind of been a theme.
That has to be my thought too, because who the hell is he talking to in France?
Yeah.
And with that kind of message.
Yep. And what was interesting is, obviously in France and Europe, things would be a little bit different. So I liked how they had the change up of weaponry. That was pretty interesting to see. And so, like you said, who's he talking to on the walkie-talkie? Because it ain't reaching back to the Commonwealth, so it's got to be somebody he's working with. Maybe he's talking to the woman who's the nun or whatever on his side quest.
So two things I want to. If you're still here, thank you.
Thank you.
Because we still want to ask some questions here. Two things I want to kind of bring up real quick is one, since we're going to France, I'm expecting, and I know some people are like, stop expecting smart walkers. Guys, I'm expecting smart walkers over in France because of the end credit scene in World Beyond.
It's the only good thing to come out of the World Beyond.
It's the only good thing about World Beyond, and some of you like that show, hats off to you. It just wasn't for me. But you can't just introduce a new variant, because I know they're kind of they're walking back a little bit saying, well, season 1 was some variants in that.
Yeah,
no,
come on.
that was Frank Darabont, all right?
Yeah.
Let's not just say it's just a variant
Don't
now.
just gloss over Mr. Darabont's contributions.
But no, I have an expectation of either we get a little bit more into how the testing of, because they were doing a bunch of testing.
Yeah,
there.
man, I'm nervous though.
I want to see something of that. If you're not going to give us that, then I expect more than one episode of us getting some smart walkers here, because again, you gave us a tease in the ending of the main show. You gave us the end credit,
which we have a breakdown of with subtitles.
Well, yes, and that was pretty much it from what I can remember. So now it's time to dip the toe back in, give us some variant, because if you're not going to give us Daryl 100% looking for Rick, you got to give us some variants. So let me know your thoughts on that. And then one thing I want to kind of bounce off of you is somehow I can't remember exactly what, if it was in the comic or if it was Kirkman just spouting off some stuff, but wild guess here. Just work with me here. What if by some weird chance Daryl finds Rick's brother?
Yeah, you bring that up, and I know that when the whole idea of Daryl going to France came up, there was, like you said, it was either fan theory or Kirkman confirmed something. I'm
pretty sure it's concrete.
Yeah, maybe you folks can help us out, but Rick had a brother. Rick had a brother in France, so who knows if that plays out. My fear, Dave, here is that we've had nothing with variants or smart walkers, nothing with the lab, that all that took place in the final credits of World Beyond. This just looks like Daryl was doing something, and now he's sidetracked and has to deliver Lawrence to this citadel in what used to be an ocean to restart humanity. Guys, I'm sorry. It'll probably be good because it's, a more condensed Walking Dead story focusing on Norman Reedus, who is awesome. But, that's not what I want, guys. I don't want the dollar store version of The Last of Us. Okay, I don't want that. You already laid the groundwork with Rick, with the variants, with everything else going on. Do that. That's right there. That's waiting to be told. That story is what we want. I don't need this. I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine, but that's not what I came for.
Yeah, I mean, there could have been a better way of, a quick story of, hey, I'm finding all these nuggets, this trail that Rick is alive, but then, a baddie comes into play here, or it could have been, why did I hope we get an answer of why Daryl was like, hey, France,
I'll help you, and I'll go to France. Yeah,
France.
Yep.
So Mason Quinn was saying, I'm still excited to see it,
absolutely,
but I am worried at the same time.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Hey, like I said, they surprised Diamond Dave and I with Dead City. That was much better than expected. But you had the amazing Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Lauren Cohan involved and acting in it, and it was basically just them. Of course, our man David Chen was in it as well. Check him out.
David Chen.
But so it's going to be a tighter, more compact story. So let's just see where it goes. And Diamond Dave and I will be here for it with all of you. With that being said, he's Diamond Dave Damone. I'm Mason Quinn. This has been Bad Medicine. That was the Daryl Dixon trailer.
September 7th on AMC Plus. September 7th on AMC Plus.
We'll be here.
September 10th on AMC.
All right. Folks, we will see you then. Have a good night.